Okay, this is the second intro we are doing. I didn't plug my microphone in, and my wife was laughing at me. She was looking around all concerned.
I was like, why can't I hear him? Like, I hear myself, and I looked down, and he hadn't plugged himself in.
I don't normally unplug it. I don't know why I did. So, okay, here we are. Welcome to Rise, Rinse, Repeat, the podcast about life, love, and family. Thank you all for joining us. This is probably the end of season 1.
Probably,
it's a short little nine episode. We're talking like we could do like an update episode or something just here and there.
But I'm Elisa and this is Trent. Okay, there you go.
Everybody knows who we are.
No, for those that could just be joining. No, for those that could just be joining, they might not know who we are. There's sometimes I get podcasts and they take you to the latest one and it could be episode 100, but you don't know who the person is talking. So I like to make sure we always introduce ourselves. I'm just going to jump out the window now. You can do this by yourself.
It's a beautiful Saturday. Sorry, we're a little late. Adeline has been dealing and had a fever, and so she's been a little extra. But yeah, we love her. We're here now. She's sleeping. Hopefully she sleeps good.
Yeah.
And we're doing a podcast.
It's okay. I'm calling this our Sunday special. So it'll be out on Sunday instead of the Saturday, and we'll make sure that gets explain to everybody, or if you've got our notifications turned on, then you'll know. We're also shooting a video with this one, so for those of you that might just be listening to the podcast, there might be some visual stuff that we talk about, so if you want to head over and listen later or see what we were talking about on our YouTube channel, please do that. But yeah, oh my gosh, hold on, I might have to do this. I might have to use both today because my hair is so smooth. I washed it and it keeps sliding off. I'll just use both.
Are we telling people why it's our last episode?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Am I telling you?
Yes.
Okay.
I just talked for like 3 minutes straight. I'm tired. So you're going to have to carry the heavy load on this one.
Okay. Well, this is kind of a topic we both came up with, but I feel like we both have a lot to say about it. But before we jump into the main topic of what we're doing today and what we're going to be talking about today in our podcast, the reason why we're going to end on episode 9, and we might have a bonus episode because we still want to interview one more person, but we don't know if it'll be as possible, so it might just be a bonus episode. But the reason why is because Trent and I are getting ready to move. So we've got to pack a house, we've got to plan stuff, we've got a lot of stuff on our plate. Anybody that's ever moved before, you understand. If you've never moved before, that's okay. You can still have some sympathy, and we'd appreciate it. But it's just too much to keep going on the show, but that's okay because there will be a season 2, but it will probably be when...
You just want to start at the beginning of the year almost? Like, we'll do updates here and there, and if we have a topic we want to, we can do as like a bonus.
Oh, I was thinking November. Like, once we're settled in at the new house and the new location, we do like, this is where we are now, this is what's been going on, and yeah, we do an update, and that's our first episode of season 2. That's what I was thinking.
No, I like when things coincide naturally. Oh, first of the year, first podcast of season 2. Let's do a bunch of bonus episodes from November to December.
Or we could do
We can figure it out. That's not nailed in stone.
The other thing I was going to say was I would like to vlog this experience and our moving experience. I would like to do that and edit. So that might be what the bonus episodes are. Instead of it being on our podcast channel, it might be on our YouTube channel, and our podcast will resume either later November or the beginning of next year, according to Trent's brain. So,
like I said, I'm open to suggestions. That's just where my mind went.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll talk about it. We have plenty of time. But either way, this is our last official episode, and it's a great topic that we're excited to talk about. And like I said, there's going to be bonus ones, and I would like to be able to, like I said, I'd like to be able to vlog and share our experience moving in with our kiddo and how she's doing, how we're doing as a family, and what everything's going on. And our families know and now, and we're grateful for that. Everything's been received so beautifully. Obviously, it's a sad experience, but we're also super excited at the same time.
Yeah, it's a lot of both.
Yeah, and everybody's praying for us, and we're super grateful for that because that's kind of what we need, because we want to make sure we obviously make the right decision. So
yeah. Okay, let's pause for intro music.
Okay, that was my pause. I did a little dance like I was dancing to her.
That was a long intro. We were 4 minutes intro.
Oh,
but we had a lot to get out.
We had a lot to get out. So today's topic, social media in comparison.
Mm-hmm.
My first question, what does social media give us? And you don't have to answer that right away. If you want me to answer it, I can. But if you've got something.
My relationship with social media is a little bit more, I mean, I don't really have any.
I know.
I don't have an Instagram. I don't have, okay, well, I do. I don't have a Facebook, but I do. Right. I don't ever get on it.
Right.
I'm trying to think what other things are social media. I don't have a Twitter.
You did for like a month, and then you got rid of it.
I never tweeted anything.
No, just read stuff.
I got excited when Elon Musk was maybe going to buy it. Just because.
Just because.
And
it was
never
just
used
in
it,
the news
and then I deleted it. Yeah. There was a lot of news people talking about it.
Yeah, so everybody knew.
Caught up in the hype. So what does it give us? Positive or negative, I guess?
Well, right now, no, it's just in general. I think the next one is more of a negative, so stay positive with this one.
Okay. It can connect us with more people, and that can both be a good and a bad thing, but especially when it's family and it's people like you don't get to see a lot, but you still want to keep a relationship with them. Would you consider Marco Polo a social media?
Yeah, it's kind of like Snapchat, but like easier to use.
Yeah. So I think out of all of them, I think Marco Polo, like that kind of style, is probably the most positive.
Yeah.
But all of them can be. If you're keeping up with family and you're posting videos and pictures and people you haven't seen in a while, or friends from school that, oh, look, they just got married, that's exciting. Or, oh, look, this person actually lives close to us now. Yeah. They're moving, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So, I think that's what it gives us. It can connect us.
Yeah. No, I mean, I 100% agree with you. I don't think I really have anything to add on that. Except, yeah, there's a form of connection, like, that we didn't have, like, 20 years ago. And so it just allows all of that to exist and happen and have all this present amazing stuff. So, yeah, I agree. So how does social media tear us apart on the inside?
You want me to go with this one? Yours has me questions. You want me to start the conversation? Okay.
It doesn't matter. Well, because I've had time to think about these, so I have my answers. So I don't know if you need time or if you've got time.
I know what. I mean, you can easily compare your life to anybody else's.
Yeah.
Into a sterilized, trimmed up version of their life. Oh, this is my actual life, and it's not. It's edited for consumption. Yeah. Because you're in those social medias, you're the product. Mm-hmm. So that's what you're putting out there. You're trying to get people to see you. And it depends on what you're using it for. If you're just hanging out with family and just showing pictures of the family and stuff. But even then, you're like, oh my gosh, they just got this new job, they got a new boat, whatever it is. You're like, I don't have a boat yet. And so you can compare yourself and be like, what am I doing wrong? When you're not doing anything wrong. When they're not doing anything wrong, they're just excited they got a boat. That's great. And so that's what social media does, is it makes you a little bit envious, or it can.
Or jealous.
Jealous, envious, all these things. Why isn't my life like X or Y?
Fear of missing out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they just went to Hawaii. I want to go to Hawaii.
I do want to go to Hawaii.
That's what Lisa says. I went to Hawaii right before I met her. And she's still
bitter
about that.
I'm not bitter.
She says that she rolls her eyes and glares at me.
No, I agree. I guess, okay, so from a woman's standpoint, social media is a platform where we as women, I believe, and this is just my opinion, we can show other women our best lives. How our kids look, how our house looks, how we look. We choose the glamour shots to show people, and that is not reality. Social media isn't reality, but it's what people perceive as their reality or share that this is my reality. And it's not. Now, people can have a great day, and you could be all dressed up and look like a boss, and so you want to show it off. That's great, but that's not always your reality. Like, I mean, if you're watching the YouTube video, look at me right now, okay? I am in a t-shirt. I am in Adidas shorts, okay? I brushed my hair before we started doing this because I knew we were recording, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to brush my hair. I washed it last night. It's just all curly and crazy, okay? Because we have to, in a way, be presentable, because we don't want to look like trash. Like, we should want to take care of ourselves. So that's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, we can so easily look at somebody else's life and say, oh my word, their kitchen is spotless and it is beautiful and amazing. And my kitchen has dirty dishes. I haven't scrubbed out my sink. There's dried food, or children have thrown dirty dishes in there and it's just like, I haven't gotten to it yet. Or I haven't vacuumed in 2 days. And so you can tell because there's dog hair. We don't have a dog, but you get what I'm saying. Like there's things like that as women, I think it eats away at us more on the inside, because it is so easy for us then to start comparing our lives to other women and feel like we're not doing something right. And that is a lie. And that's what I wanted to talk about primarily here in this podcast, was how that is a lie, and how social media, it gives us a sense of connection and friendship and family and all of those wonderful things. But if we're not careful, we can so easily cross an invisible line there, that where we start to lose the connection part and we start to compare ourselves to others, which then inside just tears us apart. Which then kind of flows into the next question: how does social media tear us apart from each other?
Because it's a faux sense of connection, because you're not actually. It's one thing to send pictures of somebody, it's another one to spend an hour with them, and so you can feel connected, and then something comes across the wrong way, and they take it the wrong way, and then it tears people apart.
Even if you're on the phone, like then they can hear your tone. Text messages can be so, or emails or something can be misunderstood because there's a tone that's missing. If you call the person or you send them a video and you FaceTime or a Marco or a Snapchat or whatever, they see your facial expressions, they hear the tone in your voice, and so they can hear the kindness or sincerity or genuineness or whatever, or if you're irritated and you're talking about a difficult subject, then they know those things versus, it's lost in the written word versus the verbal communication you can have with someone. I'm trying not to sneeze. My allergies are so bad. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm gonna sneeze. Please keep going.
We pause. 1, 2. Okay, and we're back.
It's gonna pass. I'm just trying not to sneeze. Our camera just did something silly. Okay, sorry, that's what that face was for. So that's how, I guess, in a way it can tear us apart from each other. Or if you have different, which we will not get into, but if you have, because that's not the type of podcast this is, but if you have different views or stances on things, social media is a huge platform for people then to express their opinions and views, and everybody has a different one. And so that can be another way that people are torn apart from each other, because they have different opinions and views on things.
Yeah, and that's, I will say this, that social media has made local issues national issues that don't need to be. Normally, like the whole idea of federalism is a bunch of small towns or states that regulate themselves, because people are going to congregate. People who with similar ideas are going to congregate in different places, and you don't need the federal government to do all of these huge laws that affect everybody. It needs to be a local thing.
Yeah.
And you can, because again, you're the most similar to those people that you live near.
Right.
And if you don't, you move. And that's what it was meant to be, is a self-sorting organism.
Mm-hmm. And
so all of a sudden you can post these stuff on social media and it goes all the way across the country. It goes all the way across the world.
Yeah.
I was looking at it, and in 2018 there was 3.1 billion people on social media.
Wow. And
it's just, not everyone sees every single post, but like just the
that's a lot.
Width and breadth of that post could go, that they weren't really meant to. Like I said, it was supposed to be a self-sorting, and it was supposed to be taken the local governments were supposed to have the most power, and then the state governments, and then the federal government was supposed to have the least, because it has the biggest scope, so it affects the most people, so it needs to do the least amount of stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think too, so again, we'll jump from that topic. I think you've spoken about that, because again, my whole point is social media in comparison is they go hand in hand. They tie together. They create those, and you can find platforms and people that you can connect with online, but there is something that can be lost in that connection, in that personal, like sitting down face to face or with that person grabbing a coffee. And now sometimes that's not possible. Like my good girlfriend, my best girlfriend of like 15 years lives in a different state, and that's how her and I talk. We text, and then when we have time, we sit and we'll FaceTime for like 3 hours straight because we're catching up on everything. And then another friend of mine that lives out in California, we talk on the phone on her way to work. It's been like a couple weeks since we've been able to do that because we've just been crazy busy. But that's what we do, you know, and that's what's technology and social media has allowed us. This medium has allowed us to be able to connect that way. And so there is something personal about it, but it is a different form. And we just have to be careful with things. And I think that's why, like that question, how does it bring us together? It's all about how we're able to tie those things together and how important it is and everything like that. Sorry, my allergies are so bad right now.
Okay, social media is a tool, and you have to look at it like that. Because are you using the tool, or is somebody using the tool on you? Bye.
Oh, well, don't have any questions.
So yeah, like any tool, it can be used positively or negatively. And you have to, that's what you have to do. You have to realize that social media is a tool. Is it using you, or are you using it? Is it using you by getting you to compare and feel discontent and spend more and more time on it? Then yeah, that's a bad thing. But is it a way that you can connect to people that you haven't seen in years, or to stay close to good friends of yours that you don't want to lose? So
I agree with what you're saying. I'm sorry, I had to go grab a tissue because I was going to sneeze.
no, it's okay.
And I didn't want to sneeze. And all this probably, so sorry. But that's okay. It's the reality of it. So I love listening to the Pennevegas, and I love watching all their vlogs, and I love listening to their podcasts. I love this family. They're an amazing family, right? But like sometimes she has to get up and go check on the kids or deal with something with the kids. And so this just wasn't a kid moment. This was mom sneezed and has an allergy moment, and I needed a tissue. Anyway, but this is reality, and this is the stuff that I wanted to be able to show either on our YouTube page or on our social media page or just here in our podcast. Just this is life. I sneeze. I have to blow my nose. Like I have allergies. Like we're human, and I think people just try to perceive this ideology of like perfection, and it doesn't exist. Perfection does not exist. You might be having an amazing great day, and a lot of things might be going perfect, but something's going to mess that up. So you have to realize that perfection doesn't exist and be able to roll with those punches and be able to sit here and say, I am content and happy with who I am and who God made me to be. And just be okay then with, this is the life He's chosen for me, this is the house, this is the area, this is whatever, and just be content that way. So this jumps into, okay, what does comparison do to our lives? Good and bad.
It can consume us, and again, make us discontent. So instead of living your life for each moment that you have, it's wishing you had something else, and so you're not there in the moment, and you're discontent, which makes your life miserable. Oh, I wish I'd lived in a house like X. I wish I had whatever.
Yeah.
So it does. It makes, and then you actually feel those seconds more. If you're wishing that you were somewhere else, or you were somebody else, or you had somebody else, time just drags.
Yeah.
And if you're just happy and you're living your life in the moment, it flies by. And so you actually and it drains you, and you'll feel it.
Yeah. No, I agree. So yeah, that's how comparison, in my opinion, there is no good type of comparing, because it always somehow, in my mind, in my opinion, as soon as you go to compare something, you're either devaluing that item or that person, or you're devaluing yourself or what you have. I think a better thing would be if you see somebody, like, again, I'm going to use, oh, that person has a boat. That's an amazing speedboat. Well, you know what? That'd be cool to get a boat. Do you think, let's save for one? Like, yeah, like, I think that would be cool to do. That's different. You're not comparing. You're not, oh, man, I wish I had that, and we don't have that, and we don't have enough money. We're always poor. We're always blah, 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 blah. Then you're comparing, because it's negative. If you're like, that's just a great idea because we love the water, we want to be able to do that, let's save, let's buy a boat. Yeah. That's different. It's an idea then you've gotten from somebody else, but you're not wishing to have their life, you're adapting it into your life. to keep making your life, your marriage, your family better.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the difference, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's like that 3-part series you had, the life experiment, patching imperfections, and there's another one.
Oh, good gravy. Yeah, why can't I think of the other one?
We're looking it up. This is it's only 9 episodes.
Growing
Pains.
Growing Pains. That was the middle one. It was an interesting.
But you can. Like, if you can't afford a boat, maybe you save up for a vacation and you go and you rent a boat.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
and then you float on like a houseboat or something. Yeah. That would be so fun to do.
So there's ways to get around it.
Yeah.
You don't have to, again, live somebody else's life.
Right.
You can be like, oh, that would be fun. I would love to do that.
Yeah.
Or you make a friend with a boat.
I want to go to Florida so bad.
So. Okay. No. You probably will at some point.
Yeah.
So that's all I have to say.
Okay. No, I mean, yeah, that's all good. So, okay. You were saying, you asked me a question about a tool or something when I went to...
I wasn't asking about it. I was saying people need to think of social media as a tool. Are other people using it on you? Are you using it, or is it using you? Because those are the 3 options.
Those are good questions. I just didn't hear, and I wanted to hear those questions. Thank you.
So that's what it was. Every single thing in this world that's not a person is a tool. You can use people as tools. You shouldn't. But everything else in reality, it's a tool. How are you going to use it? Are you going to use it to make yourself miserable? Are you going to waste 5 hours a day on it?
Yeah.
Or are you going to get ideas? I remember when I had Instagram, I spent too much time on it. But a lot of the stuff that came up on my feed was like people making furniture or like really cool houses. And I was like, I would love to do this. I'd love to build an A-frame like that. Oh, look at this glass. I wasn't necessarily that, and just looking at it, like, I want to live there. My house sucks.
Right.
I didn't have a house to buy, but I wasn't doing that. But I did spend too much time on it. So there's different ways that it can use you.
No, it can. And that's why you have to be careful, because that's what comparison can do to you and to your life. So you have to be very careful. Now, we've always been open, like, about our faith and all of that kind of stuff, and like what we have, and throughout this entire podcast season, because it's an important part of our lives. So the next question I'm going to ask is, like, what does God say?
I put it right in front of my face. Oh. My coffee mug right in front of my face.
Just put it over there.
I know, but I want to show off the black coffee mug. Okay.
What does God say about comparison?
Isn't there a whole commandment that you shall not envy?
Oh, I bet there is. I don't actually know that off the top of my head. I know, like, to honor your mother and father, and he's going to look it up. So I'm going to, while he does that, but yeah, what does God say about comparison? Okay, let me just say, since we talked about how negative it is, this is something that the enemy uses to tear us down, to make us wish to be something other than what God has designed for us to be, or to do, or our children, or our marriage, or our lives, or whatever. And so comparison is not going to, comparison isn't going to help us. God doesn't want us to compare. He doesn't want us to be complacent. He wants us to be content with our lives and what he's done. What does it say?
It said, you shall not covet, which is the negative version of comparing.
There you go.
Because you're looking at what you have, and you're looking at what somebody else has, and you're saying theirs is better. So which it may be objectively, but it doesn't mean that you have to dwell on it.
Right. Yeah.
It just means that, figure out what you actually want, and then go after that. Oh, this boat is so important to me that it's worth saving for.
Keep talking, because I'm trying to bring up the thing that I need to do.
So that's the one that first came to mind. Like, it's very, very early in the Bible, just one of the 10 Commandments. And it also goes against love your neighbor as yourself. Because if you're loving your neighbor as yourself, you're not jealous of yourself.
Yeah, no, that's true too.
And you would be happy for them if they had something more than you. You wouldn't be like, you'd be happy for them.
Yeah. Which
is, really hard to do.
I mean, it is, yeah, because, everybody just wants to have the best life that they can have, right? And in my opinion, in order to do that, you've got to have some type of moral, or you have to have some type of faith, I believe, in order to have that. And when you have those, then you won't be shaky, you won't be rocky in who you are, and you wouldn't compare your life and compare your things. So I want to share this is something like a devotional I've been doing. It's for mamas, but it can also be for dads, moms and dads that are out there. So I want to share this. It's from Compassion International. For they provided this plan, but it's prayers and reminders for mamas. The first one is all about you have worth. So I just wanted to read this and share this, because when I read it, I was like, oh my word, this is so relevant to the social media aspect and comparison and where we're at. So it just says, beautiful mama, you are made in the image of God, in his likeness. Let that sink in for a moment and meditate on it. So you can pause this if you want to do that. We are made to resemble God. We have an intrinsic worth because we are created in God's image. The passages we read today say that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and all of our days are written in God's book before we are even born. We are chosen, and God has a plan for our lives. We were once unworthy, unlovable, guilty. We were dead in our trespasses and sins, Ephesians 2:1. Yet, God loved us despite our condition. Because God's love and Jesus' death on the cross, we now have infinite worth. God is faithful to forgive our sins and cleanse us when we focus on how much God loves us and the price he paid for us. We will begin to see ourselves as God sees us. We have worth. In our humanity, we often see ourselves as others see us. We're our biggest judge. We compare ourselves and our children to others. That's not what God's word instructs us to do. The one true authority on our worth is Jesus. Since he gave up his life for us, that should reassure you that you have worth. Our worth is not based on what we have earned or what we deserve. We are recipients of God's gift. Our worth is not something we conjure up within ourselves. It is given to us by God himself. We don't have to talk ourselves into the fact that we have worth. We have it. It's done. It's said. God's words promise us that. So then there's a prayer at the end, and there's the verses. I think I'll share those in the description for our podcast or YouTube video below, so you can read that. I want to share the plan for anybody that's interested in this. But yeah, that's a reminder. When we compare ourselves, we forget our worth. We forget our value. We forget how important and amazing we are, because we are too busy saying, oh, but look how fit she is, or, look how curvy, or look how skinny, or look how whatever. And like in a female mind, that's what can go through our head. Or, oh, her children seem like they have it all together, and they don't throw tantrums, and they don't. No. And that's, again, I go back. I love this man, like the Beneficas. I know I keep using them as an example, but like I have physically seen in their vlogs, their children throw tantrums. They don't cut it out because it's a part of their reality. It's a part of life being parents. Why hide that? And I love that view and that stance on it all, because that's the truth.
Yeah. Our value always is tied back to the price that Jesus paid for us. Yeah. No, we were created in his image, and then we fell, and then he came back and he saved us. And so our life isn't more valuable than anybody else's.
Right.
And theirs aren't more valuable than ours. So, and you have to think of it, all the stuff you have comes from God.
Mm-hmm.
So he knows what you have, and he's given it to you.
Yeah.
And that's what you need at this point.
Mm-hmm. And
you have to be able to accept that. And you can't dream or have hopes or have plans or save up for stuff.
Right.
It just means you, in the everyday moment that passes, it takes by one, you have to live it as you are right then. And take everything in stride and just, trust God and keep moving forwards.
Yeah. No, that's, totally true. And with our worth, the other thing, while we're comparing, not only do we question, our worth and our value, we question, then it starts to seep in the lie of, are we loved? Because our worth is in question. So that means our love must be in question. Does our husband truly love the way my body looks now that I've had a baby or several kids or whatever? Or, I just don't have as much time to work out because I'm working and maybe you don't have any kids yet. Or whatever. Or vice versa. There's things that can go on either way. Or they start to question, well, does God really love me because I've made all these mistakes? I've asked for his forgiveness. I know he's forgiven me, but I'm struggling to forgive myself.
That's a big one.
Yeah. And it's just, we have to remember that we are loved. And it says time and time again, God's word reminds us that God loves us. That's not questioned, especially just reading about the worth. If he finds us worthy, he loves us then, because he's deemed us worthy to be forgiven, and that means he's deemed us worthy to be loved.
Yeah, and we know he's loved because he's already shown it. He sacrificed his own son for us.
Yes.
How can you get better proof than that?
Exactly.
You can't. So it's not, does God love me? No, he does. Can you forgive yourself? Do you love yourself? And do you love other people just like God loves other people?
Yes. I want to share that it's part of day 4, but I don't want to read the whole thing because, again, it's all about love, and God's love never fails. It's always there and existing. So if I share this plan, day 4 is all about the God's love, and I'm going to share another plan as well that's called Enjoying Motherhood, because this one has been really amazing too, and it's all written, each day is written by an individual mama that did this, that got together. And it's just reminding that being a woman is incredibly hard and it's incredibly difficult, but it is worth it because you get to do all these amazing things. And being a mother is incredibly amazing, but also incredibly difficult. You could say the same thing about being a wife. I know that he could probably say the same thing about being a dad, being a husband, like being a man. There's just things, because this life, again, is not perfect. And we go more into this in that 3-part series that Trent mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is it gets harder when we're attached to social media and we are consumed by it, that we're missing out on the stuff that's happening in our home and our very lives around us, because we're more concerned and more into comparing our lives to others, that we're like, oh, I wish this was me. And we're not content then with what God has given us. We feel like we're missing out or something, and that is one of the biggest lies that the enemy, or that even social media or comparison, can tell us, not only as women but just as people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's a tool. Figure out how you use it, figure out how it's using you, and just work on that.
Yeah.
Figure out where you want your life to be and aim towards that.
Yeah.
You have to have a goal to actually hit it. And is your goal keep changing because you're on social media all the time, like, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this? Or can you nail down, okay, 5 years, this is what I want my life to look like? And you may get it, you may not, but if you don't have a goal, you're not going to hit it.
Right.
I think that's a big thing.
Yeah.
You have to have a goal. You also have to be flexible.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God's doing this. Okay, how does that affect my goal? Okay, new plan.
Right.
And that's fine. But is it God, or is it you constantly just change your mind and not actually having a goal and not working towards something?
Exactly. No, I mean, that's a good point. So I have this thought. So I challenge myself, but I challenge everybody also that's listening. Look at who inspires you in your life, right? Look at that. Then look at who makes us think we have to change how we were made, or what our personality is, or what we do, or what we think is important versus what somebody else thinks is important, right? Take a minute to truly ask yourself, how do you have your life set up? Are you so into what other people are doing on your social media page or websites or whatever that you have no idea what is going on internally with you or around you in your real life? Or have you found a balance? And again, we've talked about this in previous things. Life is all about finding a balance, and you're not going to get it right. Perfection doesn't exist. There's going to be a struggle. But just ask yourself, if you are on social media, who are you following? Are they inspiring you to be the best person you can be? Or are they making you question who you are? Or making you question, oh, my life isn't good enough. Look, their life is so much better than mine. Just pause and ask yourself that.
Yeah, that's a good meter to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the people have the most effect on you.
Yeah.
Do you feel invigorated and excited and excited in your own life when you listen to somebody or watch somebody or whatever? Or is it like, does it make you sad and just, I wish I had this?
Right. And that's what I said, I know I keep mentioning that that family, but people also I love reading Lisa Bevere's books and her husband's books as well, John Bevere. They're just an amazing couple, and their books are incredible. But those are people I would want to inspire me because they're encouraging me to be who God made me to be. They're encouraging me to be a better mom or a better wife. They're not telling me I'm doing a crap job and you should be doing better and this is how you should do it my way. No, because everybody's different. Everybody has a different approach to things, a different personality. And, that's the reality of it. So again, it's all about balance, and you've got to find people in your life that are going to help you with that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So.
I think this was a good one.
Yeah, I was really excited about this one just because I have personally been so consumed with having a certain image or a certain idea on my own personal social media page that no longer exists. I deleted it and got rid of it. I just have a Facebook page only that is dedicated to my family, so they get updates about our daughter and our family and things like that. But that's it. And I got friends and stuff on there too. Yeah. But, that's the reality of it, and that's what's really important is all of that. Just because I needed to relook. I needed to look at what was I valuing more. Scrolling through Instagram or scrolling through whatever, or what's happening right now, present moment.
Yeah, right now the thing that takes up our most time on our phones is looking at houses.
But
that's been fun.
That has been fun, and that is something important because we're trying to move. So that is, not so much, I just want to look because I'm bored, so I want to be on my phone. No, that's like, okay, here's one, and let's just go through this and look at that, and let's add that to our favorite, or no, that's actually a disappointment, or no, that's not our style, or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. That's been the most recent thing that's true.
Mm-hmm. Lots of Redfin notifications.
Redfin. Not sponsored. I just really like their app. My friend in California uses it a lot. I'm like, ooh, I like this one a lot better. I don't know. It's just what I personally.
Yeah, she sends us lots of houses.
She does.
She hasn't done it in a while. What's up with that?
You're
slacking. You know who you are. Where are all of our houses? You're supposed to find them for us.
She sent me some a couple days ago.
Oh,
and yesterday.
Okay, well then Lisa doesn't tell me when they're from you.
I forgot. Well, some of them I already had saved. I'd seen already, so I was like, yes, on top of it though.
Beat you.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, that was good.
Any other wrap up? Anything you want to add to this topic?
No, we'll probably just maybe do some short update video stuff or let you know what's going on with us. Mm-hmm. Lisa may try vlogging herself and not me.
Oh my gosh, you're ridiculous. I just can't with you. You do so good with the podcast, and having this recorded, you do so good. You're a natural, babe.
Okay, so we like to watch The Big Bang Theory, and I feel like this podcast is their normal show where they're actually acting because they're actors. And then if it's a vlog, I'm going to be like Sheldon on Fun Flag. And just be super robotic and don't know what to do. I'm just kidding, but it would be funny.
That would be hilarious.
I'm going to do that on purpose now.
If anybody that watches The Big Bang Theory gets it, it should make them laugh. Because that show is so freaking hilarious. I love it. It's hilarious.
Okay. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. Okay, so check out those things below that we're going to link in the description. Subscribe, like, comment, rate the show, depending on where you're listening. Go follow us on Instagram. Go listen to some previous podcasts if you haven't listened, or the previous videos that we've done as well here. And yeah, just stay tuned because we are super excited.
Nothing. Oh. Okay, we have 3 ratings.
Oh, that's awesome.
But I don't think we have any comments.
Oh, it's okay. I'm not really a comment person either. I get a little shy, so I encourage other people to do it.
Who should I rate our own show?
I think that's sad. Don't do that. That is so sad, right? Yeah, that's sad.
That's why I haven't done it yet. That's just a joke.
Apple Podcasts, Spotify, our website, Substack, YouTube, Instagram. It's all there. Go check us out. And just continue to have a glorious week and a glorious life and week. And yes, we will be doing little snippet videos here and there, giving you updates and posting that, and hopefully start vlogging. That means, babe, but that means you get to create new music for our vlog. We've got to have new music for vlogging. It has to be different.
Okay, fine. I'm okay with this now.
I'm so good. I'm a clever
All
wife.
I'm going to do is make music for next week.
That's fine, and you can choose it. Wow, we're going to have to
I have a really
cover
good one.
art.
It's called Devoted Cow.
Devoted Cow.
Devoted Cow. I did not make the name on the app I use when you create a new sound file. They give you an automatic name.
Oh,
and this one's called Devoted Cow. It's I don't know, I think it's 2 minutes long.
Oh, that's okay. That's a little long, but
I don't care. It's so good.
We're gonna have to talk to Trinity again about doing some new cover art for season 2. Maybe you can do the cover art for the vlogging. Or we can maybe ask Tessa if she wants to help. But she's kind of busy doing her own drawing right now. I don't want to overwhelm her.
Yeah.
His family is super talented at drawing. You don't want to ask me to do anything. My artistic abilities are in, like, editing audio and video and doing all of that. That's me. Don't ask me to draw anything, paint, or do anything like that. That's not my artistic ability whatsoever.
That's okay. We all have our gifts. You have musical gifts. You have editing gifts.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, music, too.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, thank you guys so much for listening and listening to our extra little tidbit of bonus information and ranting and talking.
We have like 15 more seconds till we hit 40 minutes. Can we spam this podcast to get this to 40 minutes?
But then we still have to add the music. Stop. We still have to add the music.
Oh, never mind. Quick, we gotta stop. It's gonna be too long. Bye, everyone.